progress. Vehicles traveling at high speed. Heading for your location. Engage on site. Command has authorized the use of all available equipment and resources. Does anyone have a visual?
If you've been watching JRTV for a while now, and of course you have, I watch it every day. You might remember a blog we did, a video blog we did outside of Gamescom this year in the parking lot. And Rasmus couldn't stop talking about Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Yes.
Which you have been playing at DA. And now you've been playing the full game.
The entire game.
The entire game. And are you still smiling? Are you still as happy as you were? You were a little boy back then.
Oh yeah. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit makes my stomach all tingly. And it gets my pulse up and puts a lump in my throat. It's even after playing it for something like 10 hours straight, I still get, as I'm racing towards the finish line, it might just, knock a second or two off my previous record. I get all excited and start shaking.
They're only cars, man.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
See?
The Need for Speed series has sort of been in a rut as of late. It's been going on for something like 16 years, and they've made 17 or 18 different games. So it's been all over the place. And at this point, there's really nothing that defines Need for Speed as opposed to other racing games. So they had Criterion sort of make a reboot. And the essential part of the game is about running away from cops really, really fast. Or
the hot pursuit.
The hot pursuit part. Or being a cop and chasing down evil speeders.
Even more hot pursuits.
Even more hot pursuit. The thing I like about it, and the thing I really, really like about it, it's the car handling, the physics, the sensation of speed just feels so spot on. And for some reason, it always gets my adrenaline going in every single race, without exception.
Yeah, you're talking about the car physics and the handling and stuff like that. And even though I'm a complete and utter car nub and I don't know anything, I've read other people that actually like car games, and it seems like people are in two minds about the handling of it.
It's an arcade racer with a capital A, so it doesn't even attempt to disguise itself as being realistic. The cars might feel a little heavier at first than what you expect, but once you're used to that, and you will be used to that by 2 races or something, you can do whatever you want with the car, pretty much. Drifting through an entire hairpin down a mountainside, and then almost missing a truck and hitting the turbo boost as you exit the turn and speed off with 300 miles an hour. It just feels so good.
The lights in your eyes, they're twinkling.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite arcade racer of all time is Burnout 2, which I played on the Nintendo GameCube years ago. This one is better.
That's taking it quite. I'm not going to say far because I have no idea, but you seem very happy about this.
I am really. I had high hopes for this game. I had really high hopes for this game, and they've been completely fulfilled.
But okay, but you talked about 2 different modes. You have the speeders,
yes,
or the people that race, and then you have the
police.
Police.
Yes. There's the meat of the game is in the career mode. There's 2 separate careers. One as a speeder and one as a cop. So that means, you're not forced to do any cop events if you don't want them. You can still go on your speed. That's all what you want, which is a really nice addition, because some games have a tendency of kind of forcing that thing upon you, whereas here it's completely voluntary. But the thing is, structurally, there's this huge county called Seacrest County, which has an entire large network of roads. And then you pick on a menu, you pick an event, and then you go race. And then you earn up bounty points for your placement, your speed, and then driving recklessly and dangerously. And that unlocks new races, new cars, and stuff like that. And there's a really nice progression from slow cars up to really, really blistering fast cars. And every once in a while you get a preview where you get to drive something that's at the moment way out of your league. So they keep mixing it up, keep the experience fresh.
But how about the cops?
The cops, the cop part is, it doesn't feel as well or as rounded as the racing part, because there's fewer types of events. When you do races, you have standard races, race with cops, time trials with cops. In cop mode, you have standard races, stopping races, stopping one speeder, and then time trials where you get penalty points for making dents in your state-owned vehicle. That's very expensive. So there's a little less variety in the cop mode, but it's still really fun. And it's the feeling of shutting down a race of 8 races, chasing them all over the country, and then smashing the last one off the road, 3 or 4 miles before the finish line is just very satisfactory.
And of course, we have, which they've been talking about. They've actually made entire trailers about this, and it's the auto log.
Yes, yes. What the game does is, they've abandoned the idea of world leaderboards because no one's interested in that. Oh, I'm the 347,000th fastest guy on this track in the world.
I'd be really satisfied if I ended up on that.
Instead, the game keeps track of what your friends are doing in the game. So this feature obviously only works if your friends play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. But it keeps a list of what all your friends are doing. And whenever you pick an event or a race, it tells you, oh, you should try beating this guy because he's only 3 seconds faster than you or last time, or whatever. And that adds, a really nice amount of tension to it because now you're not just racing against, these dumb AI opponents. You're racing against your friends, even though you aren't really online at the same time. And the feeling of smashing one of your friends' records with 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it's just, take that, you bastard. And you can also have the game actually recommend activities for you based on what your friends are doing. So if somebody beat your record, you can basically one press of a button, you're in the race and trying to retake the record. And that, I think it's a brilliant feature. And I really hope it takes off and gets used elsewhere because it adds, it's really simple, but it adds a ton of stuff. Yeah.
I have bad news for you, though.
What is that?
It's several hours left on the workday. You can't go home and play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. But obviously, you really enjoy the game.
Oh, yes. If you like arcade racing, get this. Get this. Get this.
You heard the man.
Confirmed, target immobilized.